We return with you, Weaver.
Okay.
And you see Jeanne walking the Greg maze.
Honestly, he probably just sighs with relief at this point because if he figures if there's anyone who can get the major out of his funk, it'd probably be Jean.
Oh, do you want to go and touch base with her then?
Yeah, go say hello.
Jean,
Yes.
Jamie is floating on over.
Jean will look over. Oh, Weaver. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. How was the triumphant tour?
Canned answers.
I mean, yeah, it's not like they're gonna let you speak your mind.
Absolutely, obviously. If anything, the only good thing that came out of it were the meals I got, and the fact I got to sleep in a bed with gravity.
That doesn't seem like a bad trade.
Weaver,
Yeah.
we're screwed, aren't we?
Well, yeah. We've been losing this war for years at this rate. You hadn't noticed?
No, I noticed. It's just I didn't want to believe it. I guess I figured as long as I was with the Major, everything would work out well for us, but I'm doubting it.
That's a lot to put on the major's shoulders, to be fair.
Yeah. I treated him like an icon, an idol, not really as a fully a person, or an ideal. I guess it's the only way I can put it. But now I see him again with the eye patch and how he says that everything's fine when it's clearly not. And you used to ask me why I joined the Federation. I joined it because of him. I thought that he was an example of the Federation, not the outlier in it. Guess it just took me until now to realize that I was just being I was being naive.
I mean, to be fair, that's kind of what military recruitment uh, requires is a bit of naivety. I don't know. I'm motivated by any higher ideals. I don't think I've deluded myself too much, but we probably shouldn't have this conversation too loudly. Like, with exaggerated care, look around, make sure there wasn't anyone in earshot of this conversation.
Not really.
Well, good.
I was gonna say something. I can't remember what I was gonna say. Darn it. Uh,
Well,
so she's gonna take him in. What exactly do you think about the whole situation with Lieutenant Leap?
well, it'd be one thing if he just defected. I mean, half the bloody Cronians do anyways. I don't blame them for, wanting out of the Federation and seeing, see, fighting for their independence. What I do have the issue with is taking a shot at the major, and his timing couldn't have been any worse.
What happened? No one is telling me. I'm not going to ask the captain, because I know she'll go on a completely biased tirade. The major says to just check the camera footage, and the others weren't near the area.
Well, I would recommend you just check the footage and draw your own conclusions, but it looks like there was some sort of panic and the prisoners seized control of the shuttle, thinking that we were going to, leading them like lambs to the slaughter, which does not seem to make any sense to me. But then again, I have a bad habit of not thinking like other people, apparently. So your mileage may vary on that one. I think it was a bunch of people panicking with imperfect information. I don't know. I suppose that's normal. You have to draw your own conclusions.
Thank you, Weaver. I'll go check the footage now. I'll catch up with you later.
Good luck.
And fuck it, yeah, let's go watch the footage.
Well, some scenes from 2 episodes play, where from Philippe's perspective, following the takeover of the transport shuttle by the IVA, prisoners, Philippe went to shoot down the shuttle after a very confused conversation he had with a IVA captain. And in the moment he was about to train his gun on the shuttle, he was suddenly shot down. A few things to note from that fight, though, is at multiple instances, colonials, when they were about to lose their own prisoner shuttles, did just down them themselves.
John watches the footage, rubs her eyes, and honestly, yeah, from her point of view and how she talked to Emmett back then, Emmett is a person who if memory serves, he did make it pretty clear to her as well. He joined the Federation Army purely because of the Cronian forces. The Cronian forces trampled through his colony and got a lot of innocent people hurt. The entire reason Emmett joined this war was essentially to try and stop, try to end the fighting, right? Am I correct in that assumption? Or I guess it doesn't really matter. This is John's perspective on it.
And Emmett's not here.
Yeah. But basically, as she sees it and how she remembers Emmett and what she knows of him, Emmett saw that, or was hearing or seeing that Federation forces were opening fire on prisoner ships, killing people, Philippe, after trying to confirm the situation, was going to, not let just a bunch of prisoners run off and escape as much as, as tough as it is, because she knows Philippe wouldn't just, like, Philippe, he's a military guy, but he's a bit honor bound. So she doubts that it was easy for him to decide, okay, then I'll have to shoot the ship. That's why he tried to establish contact, and there was a Jovian captain yapping in his ear. And Emmett saw only at that moment, holy shit, he's going to shoot the ship, took the shot, realized how fucked he was, and ran for it.
I like how we're adding new layers of perspectives that are all that are still quite flawed. That is an important thing I did forget to mention. That did happen.
Oh. So yeah, even then, it was open broadcast.
For the sake of posterity and the recording, the Jovian captain was broadcasting quite loudly to everyone that the Federals were transporting all the prisoners to execute them. Something Philippe vehemently denied.
Yeah, no. And she does believe Philippe. Philippe isn't the type of person who would just kind of let that happen. He would want to follow proper procedure. And there was the Jovian captain making an argument, saying they were going to kill them all. Philippe decided that, the risk was too much. There was a lot happening, and it could have gotten worse. And Emmett simply saw, holy shit, he's about to fire on prisoners, and took the shot. And, well, what happened.
That's put so very succinctly. To quote, on one hand, Philippe's not that kind of guy. On the other hand, he was aiming the gun. On the other hand, the shuttle had been taken over by prisoners. And on the other hand, the prisoners knew that other prisoner shuttles were getting shot down.
Yeah.
Frep, so, you have no idea how right that is.
Everything was in the spark of the moment, and with how she understood Emmett from her perspective, Emmett just, saw shit's fucked and took the shot. Didn't really think about it. It was a stressful situation. Like, she has the luxury of being able to simply review the footage. She wasn't there. She's able to view this from a outsider perspective. But yes, it was probably that Emmett simply saw that Philippe was about to open fire on a prisoner ship. Emmett didn't want that to happen because he's just, not really about that. He joined because his colony was destroyed. He probably doesn't like seeing people die, all things considered. And if memory serves, I'm pretty sure Emmett never really went for kills when they were sorting together fully. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure that was something he did. Well, so yeah.
Well, he wasn't going out of his way.
Yeah, he wasn't going out of his way, but it's just kind of looks like it looks to her from this outsider perspective. Yeah, no, Emmett thought he was gonna do it, and Emmett shot and realized he didn't have. Well, he was fucked, so he ran. And kind of dragged his Wizzo along with him. Did the footage show? Did anyone's footage catch the interaction between the other Red pilot, or did it cut off after Philippe got shot?
Well, you were looking through Philippe's footage, and from the reports, no one else really caught a lot of the conversation. So,
Okay.
what happened? Who knows? Certainly not
Yeah.
you.
Certainly not me. But, again, to reiterate for the audience, which I'm sure they're getting tired of, shit's fucked. Philippe was gonna make a hard choice. Emmett said, no! Shot Philippe. Realized, oh fuck, I shot Philippe. And ran. I believe that's a pretty succinct, if not a little flawed, review of the events. And just like her, the Reds are using him and his Wizzo as a morale booster after losing the Dancing Queen. So really, honestly, there's a bit of her that kind of real, him and her and Emmett were in a similar situation. Or in a similar situation to some degree. Some degree. Because she really just cannot believe Emmett would be the type of person to just, she, to put it simply, she does not believe Emmett has what it takes to be a spy.
Boy cannot lie.
He is, to put it simply, kind of like how she is, a stupid-ass teenager. So John is just going to shut off the footage and exit the records room.
When you do, and the rest of you would all hear this, you hear over the ship intercom, all hands, be aware. Within the next 15 minutes, an important communique from Gagarin will be broadcasted live. All non-essential personnel are advised eyes to watch. That will be all.
Well, I'm not exactly essential personnel at the moment, so I'm gonna go watch.
Philippe's already there waiting for it to start.
In front of a TV. Will Nora be joining us?
Nora will be joining.
And Jeanne, you see Banker there.
Oh, Banker. Oh, Banker.
Who's getting on actually okay with Nora right now.
Oh.
Baker,
Oh,
did
no.
you hear anything about this?
No, sir.
Oh, no.
Jamie, would you also like to walk in on this? What was that?
Sorry, you said I fighting with my headphones again. Sorry.
No worries. There's apparently supposed to be a very important broadcast prep that's supposed to be playing very, very soon. No one knows what is exactly going on. Would we like to join Banker, Nora, Jeanne, and Philippe to catch the broadcast?
Yeah. Makes sense.
Alrighty. Just catch you up, Jamie. When you get there, and if you were to ask what's going on, no one knows. So you pretty much stand there around the screen until it does, in fact, turn on with the flag of the Federation. And when the screen turns, you see Andrew Anderson, the General Secretary of the Sol Federation, you know, the head of the government. He's a Lunan. He's with the Liberal Coalition Party. And he says, fellow citizens of the Sol Federation, tonight I had the displeasure of removing the hitherto stalwart General Debbers from her post as Ninth Fleet Admiral. The peacekeeping operations on Saturn have escalated beyond the control of current Federal Armed Forces. General Debbers believes that Saturn is lost, and what we should do is cut our losses and run. This is false. So long as human beings live on Saturn, the Federation has a responsibility to Saturn, and the existence of strong rebel forces does not change this. Our Federation was founded upon the belief that all men are brothers, and these brothers should war against each other no more. To fail the Cronian people would be to fail the highest ideals of the grand experience that the Federation represents. However, one thing is true. The operations on Saturn can no longer be called peacekeeping. Not when the comprador regimes of Saturn receive illegal military aid from the Jovian Union. The arms with which the Jovians supplied the rebels have been concealed on the flimsiest pretexts, obfuscating their true intentions behind pretended third-party thieves in the Treaty of Ceres. These arms are directly responsible for the yearly escalation of violence within Saturn and are crimes against peace itself. An almost moral declaration of war by those who wish to see humanity return to the dark days before unification. It is in my opinion, at the very least, that no measure is too great to defend the peace which the First Federation ushered in over 300 years ago. And to that end, as Supreme Commander of the Federal Armed Forces, I have hereby ordered our brave soldiers to finally inspect that fully, with my full confidence, convoys coming from Jupiter or to Saturn are to see if there are in fact weapons aboard these ships illegal under the Embargo Acts of 316, 325, and 325. And as General Secretary of the Assembly, I have requested that a general draft be instituted to finally bring peace to Saturn again. We have a long road ahead of us, but as history has proven, if the Federation puts its heart into it, nothing is impossible. I wish all of you a good night for the long days to come. And then the broadcast cuts.
Well, I guess that's the gloves off.
Banker turns to you, Philippe, and asks, so does that mean we're staying?
Sounds like it.
I don't know how we're going to hold our positions, though.
Better question is who's in charge now that Debbers is going.
What's the lady's name?
Who specifically?
I think it started with a K.
Kusnadi?
Jeanne, yeah. I imagine it would probably be Kusanagi. Is it Kusanagi or Kusanagi?
Kusanagi doesn't have command authority over safe forces. We're an exception since we're seconded to her colonial union.
I can't imagine that there'd be much interest in putting more federal troops under colonial command. She's kind of an exception rather than the rule in terms of capable officers.
Maybe that's what we need, Banker says?
Is the highest ranking officer in theater for the Seaf now? Go.
Well, it would technically go to Admiral Callaghan, who is currently on a hospital bed in Titan, recovering from his stroke.
Yeah, after that.
Yeah, so he's technically the highest ranking person in theater, but he's not fit for the job currently. And
So who is it after him?
well, one moment. Let me double check. Nope, that's core rules. I need lore stuff. Well, technically speaking, the highest ranking officers are all currently lieutenant generals, of which Kusnadi is one, but another one is actually the governor himself, Sonia Chow.
Wait, is the governor now theater command?
Oh, then Banker looks at you. Please don't tell me.
No, it would have to be. He's the only one who would have any authority over our forces as well as the colonials. Because he's still technically a federal official, not just a colonial official.
Ah,
So
fuck.
yeah, the governor's in charge now.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, that's right.
Jeanne, Jamie, would you like to both roll keen politics?
Sure. Let's see how badly that goes.
I don't have anything in politics. Never mind. Sorry, I follow like a good little sheep.
Good sheep follow orders.
That is a singular success.
Well, Jamie, you know, the last gubernatorial race in the colonial administration of Saturn, Governor Chow won 104% of the vote. I don't think I need to elaborate further.
Things are just getting from bad to worse.
The banker looks over. Are they going to start drafting Terrans? I can't imagine that will go over well.
They've never used that phrase before.
Oh?
Typically, they'll cycle the draft. You'll have a Martian draft, a lunar draft, a spacer draft. In theory, there's a Terran draft, but I can't think of a single time since the foundation of the Federation it's been used.
The Long Space War?
Maybe, but even then, most Terrans in that conflict were volunteers. A general draft means he's not even cycling it. They're just going to do it concurrently in all constituent member states of the Federation. We might even get Jovians showing up.
Banker gives you a smile, Jean. Wouldn't that be a sight?
It would indeed. Jean, you might even get your own command.
Please, Philippe in the background. Please, God, let her get her own command. Jeanne will nod. I guess I came back at the right time then.
Well, we could always arrest the governor.
What, are we gonna have a day of the majors?
Better than nothing.
Well, the thing is, after the day of the colonels, and Jamie, you'll remember that this is the coup that launched Chow into power after the prior governor tried to join the Republic of Saturn. Should we then, following that in 15 years' time, have a day of the captains?
Well,
It's not like the colonial troopers are worth a damn. Except Kusnadi's command, obviously. This sword is solid. I mean, why not? They technically broke the law. We're technically here still in peacekeeping operations. And he's actually starting to act in real time, plot out a military coup against the governor of Saturn.
Ah, yes. Finally, I've concocted a situation in which I have injected you with Gundam, Philippe.
Well, Jeanne, what happened, happened. So we're giving command to the governor. Well, time to get cooing.
As fun as it would be, it would probably end badly. Oh well.
how serious does Philippe sound about like idly speculating launching a coup?
You have no idea.
Actually, Roman Keane.
Yeah, like
Empathy.
you better do that keen empathy if you want an idea.
Yeah, sure, let's do it as well.
Uh,
Do I get a bonus? Because I've...
You get a
I think you would lead a pretty good coup.
John. You get a
3.
John. You get a plus
Weirdly.
one. Peri. What would this be? Charm, expression, or maybe charm?
It would probably be charm deception because they're trying to figure out if this is bullshit or not, right? Like for Philippe.
Yeah, that works.
Plus, it's a blind spot for Philippe, so it's fun.
6 successes.
So for Philippe, this is a threshold of 2 on a 2d6.
See if you can get that critical.
No, he rolled a 6 and a 6.
Ooh. How serious is Philippe about this?
He's like 50-50. He's like actually like it's like he's in real time just trying to decide if it's a joke or not. Like it started as a joke and now he's like, wait a minute.
What if I did this?
And then
Or
he goes,
he's taking notes in the background.
no. It's like it's literally like you can see a visualization of a tug of war happening in Philippe's brain.
Evil Philippe and good Philippe are at war right now. I'll leave it up to your imagination which one is which.
Long story short, Philippe's not sure. He's joking.
Yay, I came back and now I get to coup the governor of Saturn. Yeah.
I mean, he did win 104% of the vote. That's not legal. That's blatant corruption. But, well, for safe forces to intervene in it, the governance of Saturn would also be illegal. But we're already doing that.
And you know,
I do have that mayor I could call in a favor with, and what about the commando guard? Those guys are trained by actual SEAF personnel, and but they're mostly foot sliders. They can't really deal with like a beam shot rifle, like a recoil. The walker frames? No, they wouldn't have any walker frames going.
I just imagine you muttering that technically as a Terran, you're not part of a constituent nation, so you can run for office anywhere.
Yeah, and like he kind of jokingly, like you all hear, wait, I could technically run for office. I'm not actually from a constituency out here, so that means I can technically run anywhere here. But no, then I would have to. Wait, no, Senate. I wouldn't have to resign my military commission because they just do that.
He's just gonna keep muttering
Yes,
to himself.
he's muttering to him.
Yeah, James is just gonna put his headphones on so he doesn't have to listen to what might be called lightly called treason.
The light treason. A little bit of light treason.
As a treat.
It's just a prank, Governor. It's just a prank.
Sir,
Like you pranked the prior governor.
Guys, we just planned this perfectly accurate coup on the governor in Minecraft. It's in Minecraft. Perfectly legal.
The other firm, well, I mean, he already set the precedent by doing a coup to get power himself. Technically, coups have been accepted by the Federation as a legitimate method of power transfer within Saturn because of that. Could I launch a coup to bring him in for launching a coup? I guess I could. No, but he might accuse me of trying to join the Republic of Saturn. Oh, well, I guess we'll just have to listen to the governor. He shrugs his shoulders. After all, there's no airborne brigades handy.
Unless you can find some commandos.
Yeah, Philippe just made a very obscure reference to Terran history for everyone else here present. No one understood a fucking word of what he just meant by
France moment.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, let's see, it'd be an academics keen, but I'm wearing headphones, so I'm gonna say that's like a -3 to know what the hell he's on about.
Theoretically, if I was to do it for real, I would first free the Jovian POWs we still have and put them to work for it. That would boost our numbers.
I have some family in the. Oh wait. I wonder where they are now.
You are so lucky, Philippe, that everyone in this room really, really likes you.
That one was a joke, just to be clear.
You're gonna make your own Latvian rifles?
Yeah, exactly. Wrong one.
Wrong Algerian coup.
I'm a wrong Algerian coup. Let me get to the other
one. France having a moment. A very French moment. Anyways, Nora, how the hell are you taking this all?
Noel's currently thinking, well, I have family who are in the commandos.
I more meant the fact that you're not gonna be leaving the Rings of Saturn like Debbers wanted you to. You're staying.
Nora's thinking, well, I trusted Debbers, but Debbers got removed, so I'm going to listen to my chain of command. My chain of command hasn't really been the best lately, so I don't know.
You know,
but also that means I get to kill more of my enemies.
You're very ambivalent about the situation. Also, I really find it
really
fun.
She's just looking to Philippe.
You know, speaking of looking to Philippe, I do imagine you looked at when you said my chain of command hasn't been really good all that lately. You look at Philippe muttering about a coup. He's half jokingly planning it in real time.
I mean, like I said, Nora's literally just been sitting there looking at Philippe, just humming music while faking. And occasionally she'll just mention something related to certain people she knows who are in the military.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter. I can't launch a coup anyways, Nora. I'm a socialist.
Banker jokes. Well, wouldn't that just make you very, very popular in here?
That's not a bad idea, man.
Has being a socialist stopped anyone from starting a coup?
They typically don't go very well.
Yes, we could even call it the Saturn Commune.
Oh.
I'm sure Wayunika would love that.
The Cronian Commune.
No, but the red...
The Cronian Federal Commune. Shock, give me more fake nation names.
Shock says, what? What's going on?
For a hypothetical, like, if you were to create your own Cronian state as a joke, what would you call it?
Oh. Let's see.
Hypothetically speaking.
The Workers' Federal Republic.
What about the Federal
What?
Workers' Republic?
She looks to say, I suppose it doesn't really matter either way.
What about the Federated Communes of Socialist Workers Stations?
Well,
Nora just scratching her head. She's not a social.
well, don't the Cronian Reds already call themselves communards?
No, that's true.
Although you could do that to specifically confuse people.
That's true. Could become bandits.
What, are you gonna... You know, when people called you a prince, they were joking, right?
That's true, but I could embrace my roots, become a robber baron, get like a little floating castle, waylay traffic.
Wait, as a robber baron, do you mean like an industrialist, or is like
No,
baron?
there was like an actual baron, like the feudal title of baron.
Wait, are you?
Yeah, but there's no rivers up here.
Well, there are asteroid clusters.
That's true.
And, you know, if you
Sleep
manage to
unplugs
control...
Weaver's headset, by the way, as they're talking.
Sir, what would be our goal with this? Hypothetical.
Well, hypothetically, it would be to get Weaver to unplug his headphones for now, but after that, I feel like we have good direction.
Avenge courage, Banker says. A little
Yeah.
too fast.
Avenging courage is a rallying cry I could certainly get behind.
I mean, what about
Well.
the Federation?
Well, are we not defending the Federation?
So we do
Also,
this
this
to
is all
defend the
hypothetical, Nora.
Federation. It is hypothetical.
We are still playing the game, right? Philippe kind of looks confused as he glances at everyone.
Yes, this is hypothetical. Of course. But if we were to do this, hypothetically,
Hypothetically speaking. Allegedly.
what would be the goal for the Federation? To continue helping them?
Well, I suppose it really wouldn't matter so long as we do what the Federation says. Hell, the Soviet Union was a founding member.
That's true.
I see.
I don't really think we should model it off the Soviet Union, mind you, but it is a good point.
I would prefer not.
We're gonna make communism work for real this time.
East Germany was also a founding member. Did you know that?
Wait,
I
thought they... Wait, Banker turns to you, Philippe. I thought they had already unified Eastern Europe.
Yes. With Austria and the other Eastern European countries, but it still, you know, it was the East German state originally. What do they even call it? Right, it's the Warsaw League or whatever. Anyways. Anyways, the problem is coups rarely work out historically and are rarely viewed upon fondly historically, so I really don't think we should be cooing the governor to avenge Courage Hansen. Banker, what does the governor have to do with Courage? In your mind?
Oh, he'll lose.
Philippe seems to actually be taking it seriously now.
Well, dude's... Even if Sonya was a colonel 30 years ago, he hasn't been in the field in years. And because he's the governor, as the main civilian leadership in country, it is his responsibility to direct the SAFE and colonial forces. And I don't know how I can say this in any soft terms, sir, but he has done a piss poor job.
No, you're right. We're gonna have to coup him. And Philippe stands up. All right, I'll start drawing up the plans. Oh, wait, before I do this, he kind of does a headcan of the room, points over at Shock. Close the door real quick.
Shock does. Are you really gonna coup the government?
I'm debating it. All in favor of cooing the governor? Say aye. He's like looking at the assembled pilots and crew members.
Okay, so
We're going to do a
Eric.
coup. We're going to do it democratically. This is the Federation, Dan.
we're gonna do a democratically favored coup. Peri.
Yes.
I need you to convince me, since I'm not so versed in TIS lore, what would be the benefit of cooing the governor outside of it being really funny?
Right. I mean, that's kind of point number one, buddy. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay. No, I'm already sold on that point. I'm willing to just say, yeah, sure, John's going ahead with it because Philippe's going ahead with it. Maybe.
Fuck it.
Allegedly. Potentially.
I mean,
Hypothetically.
the thing is, this guy is like super corrupt, not even like joking levels. Like, it is like.
I 104% vote. Right.
Yeah, so like he's like corrupt, not cartoonishly. It's actually bad.
He's
Right,
incompetent too.
Yeah, that's the problem. You can be corrupt and competent, or incompetent and not corrupt. You can't be corrupt and incompetent, because if you're corrupt and incompetent, you need to be couped.
Right. Okay. So yeah,
That makes a
okay.
certain degree of sense. A concerning amount.
Right. So Jeanne was hearing Philippe mumble about the corruption case, and you know, this is a turn. She just got here. Philippe has an eye patch. Emmett is a traitor, allegedly, or well, apparently. The governor's now in command of the forces, and now we're gonna coup the government. However, she chose to come back here because she wants to believe in her Philippe, and also really the rest of the people on the Greg maze, to be honest, even if some of them are a bit extreme. Cough, Nora, cough. So, honestly, yeah, she had a feeling something like this may have happened, so she's just gonna raise her hand.
Shock says, well, you're the best guy I know. I'd fucking die for you. Shock says. And then she raises her hand.
Also, my thoughts are we put Kusnadi in charge, if that sways any opinions.
Cincinnati?
I'm sure that won't end poorly. Why Kusnadi, sir?
She's the most competent political and military official this place has, and I'm fairly certain she was only given her command to get her out of political competition with the current governor. Could someone fact check that for me real quick? He turns to one of like the various colonial troops in Kasnudi's unit. That's
He says in a pretty thick accent, yes, Major.
Are you down for cooing the government, good man?
If it puts the admiral in charge, I'm down for anything.
All right, that's all I needed to hear. We're doing it, everyone.
I'm not gonna give up my home to a bunch of fucking Reds and secessionists. That's just because Debbers thought it was too hard.
All right, I'm gonna go talk to Kusnadi. Everyone, get your shit together. Get ready. We're doing this. I want everyone on combat stations, drills, everything. Wait for further orders to trickle down the chain of command. You're dismissed for now. And Philippe will rise to his feet, look over the room, and say, let's save Saturn.
So what everyone files out, or as they're
Real quick,
filing,
I'm actually going to roll leadership, by the way, since he's also talking to a bunch of NPCs.
amazing.
If Nora will try to talk to you much. Yes.
All right, everyone. Would you like to know Philippe's coup speech roll?
Yeah, charm leadership, please, and I believe that's one of your savant skills.
Yes.
Also,
So-
do we have plot points? Just to really.
Oh, that's a good point.
There's 8 of us, so I'm gonna roll that right now, unless someone else would like to. I have a D8 in my hand.
Do it.
5.
I feel like we should have 4.
All right, I'm going to use one to give myself a plus whatever. I actually
Plus
can't remember
2.
right. All right. So that is a threshold of 14. And Philippe's "Let's coup the government, guys. It'll be great" speech was a roll of 3. So that's 12 successes on getting the NPCs on board
Let's coup the government.
to put Kusnadi in charge. That is basically our objective. Like, jokes, shit posting aside, because we're playing this kind of tongue in cheek to highlight the absurdity of this. But the actual plan at the moment is depose Governor Shitheel, put Kusnadi in charge since he was part of the opposition party and had actual good policies, continue the fight to defend Saturn so that our Cronian allies are not abandoned by the Federation. I just realized, Gomind, we're technically doing the Titans before the Titans do the Titans.
We just beat them to the
I have a
punch.
question, Peri. You realize, without intending it, you are the first Titan.
Yes.
That's right. We're going back to Saturn to get the Titans off the menu.
And as Philippe finishes his speech, he'll say, "As of this moment, gentlemen, you're the Titans defending Saturn. Let's return to the place of our namesake and take it back from men like the governor." Dismissed.
So as everyone's filing out of the room, Weaver's going to like slip the headphones off his ears and like nudge Nora. So what did we just vote for?
Oh, I unplugged your headphones, by the way, so he's just...
No, this is funnier.
I'm just imagining his music is playing loudly during this entire scene, but Weaver hasn't noticed. It's like when you have your headphones, you think your headphones are working, but it's just like everyone can hear it.
Him
Yeah, the
humming-
background soundtrack for the speech was Weaver's playlist.
L-pop.
When Nora puts her hand on Weaver's shoulder and just smiles, "A better Saturn," and then
Wait,
walks off.
wait. We have an image for this. We have an image for this.
I think I know exactly what image too.
We have an image for this, gentlemen. Gentlemen, we have the technology.
So glad for our audio only
Swappy,
podcast. We have such important visual aids. Yeah, I saw that one coming a mile
Swappy,
away.
I raise you for the more accurate one. We just got to re-dye the beret.
There we go.
For our friends in the audience, you may know it as that vintage anime gif image of, you know, the man putting his hands on his shoulder with the giant fucking chin.
Simply imagine Nora happy.
John comes back and we're cooing the government. She leaves for 1 month. Everything goes to shit. She comes back immediately. All right, no more. All right, everyone, let's get our shit together. All right, everyone, get our shit together. Let's coup the government.
Yeah, and you know, Philippe's bounced back. He's got a spring in his step again. He's chatting cheerfully to people.
I don't know how to. I honestly don't know if John knows how to feel about this. But you know what?
I was going to say, this is the monkey paw curls, by the way. How do we get the major back to normal?
You know,
I don't
as a
think we
Frenchman,
do.
you just need to give him the right kinds of enrichment.
Look, he just needs a little coup. He's been detached from his natural habitat for too long, you know? He's been taken out of his environment for too long. We need to put him back in the cooing enclosure so he gets
All this
his,
political
gets his energy.
stability isn't good for him. We need to make things
No,
easier.
I hope you enjoy now that you get to have the fact that Philippe is the one who coined the term Titans as something to haunt him for the rest of this campaign.
With this campaign, his entire fucking life.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so we're gonna coup the Titans, and then if the Titans be evil, we're gonna.
No, we
Sorry.
are the Titans now, Swappy. We are the Titans cooing the technically democratically elected government.
Yeah, but if Kusnadi's evil, does that mean we have to coup the Titans despite being Titans?
I
So I
we'll
guess
get
that's
there
more of
when
a
we
treat.
get there. Kusnadi, you know, because we just haven't tried one great military leader in Saturn yet. It just hasn't been tried properly. We just need.
We
one
haven't.
great-
We have yet to implement a perfect military leadership into
Leadership.
Saturn.
You know, Debbers had Sonia Chow as a lodestone, and she couldn't be in charge anyways. But Kusnadi,
Oh,
Do I
hey.
even need to? Okay. Do I need to actually like convince Kusnadi, or can I just basically show up with the petitions from the masses under her command and be like, "Sorry, you're doing this now because we're gonna do it."
I guess
I
it's
would
wow.
like
I guess
that to see that conversation, mostly because I want to see the relationship the two of you have on account of the fact that this is your idea, but she would be in charge.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I will speed run this then, since obviously I will have to go soon. But Philippe knocks on Kusnadi's door. There's probably a commotion going on about the ship.
Ah, Major.
Admiral, have you heard the news?
News? More specifically?
The governor is now in charge, theater-wise.
Yes, I was made aware shortly before you all.
Ma'am, I don't know how to put this more delicately, so I suppose I'll just rip the Band-Aid off.
Yes, Major?
We voted to put you in charge.
A steeled look on her face. That is very flattering, Major, but
Not-
you should be well aware that is not how that works.
Well, the governor set the precedent, ma'am, and I'm afraid you don't really have a choice in the matter. It wasn't just your colonials who voted, it was the safe troopers, too.
She looks
And-
at you. So you are meaning to say to me that you have mutinied my ship
Yes, ma'am.
to put me in charge of the colonial
Yes, ma'am.
administration of Saturn?
That is correct, ma'am.
Are you aware the kind of precedents this would set?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you aware of how illegal what you just did was?
Yes, ma'am.
And you expect me to play ball with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Because we're going to do it anyways.
You are?
Yes.
Pray tell, what would you do, Major, if I simply refuse to cooperate?
I would likely take my safe troopers and either defect to the Republic of Saturn or hide in an asteroid field and wait for a chance to kill the governor directly.
Do you have any idea how insane the thing you just said was?
Yes, ma'am.
How would
He
you...
puts the papers on the table. I'm going to need you to sign here, ma'am.
And you legitimately think I can get all federal forces to follow me, just like that?
Yes.
Why?
Because, ma'am, you're the only competent colonial officer in this entire sector. It doesn't also have a nickname related to chewing up colonial station. The fact is, none of the federal troops in theater will willingly follow orders from the governor. I'm sure you know that as much as I did. The only troops he has under his command are cronies. The federal troops are going to know that this man will send them to their deaths, because it is all he has done his entire career. If we don't do this now, some other faction of the military is going to do it sooner. The governor may do it himself. He's certainly not above he's certainly not above subverting the laws himself when it benefits him. I'm sure you'd agree. Isn't that why you opposed him politically originally?
You see Kuznati take a deep breath. And what of our esteemed head of government, the General Secretary?
The General Secretary will be happy that we're holding the line in Saturn.
I doubt his...
Better to ask forgiveness than permission.
I doubt his lunar group friends will be very happy about the things I wanted to do with the economy.
Ma'am, that sounds like more of a reason to do it. Ma'am, if I may be so blunt, me and my pilots are putting even more on the line for you. This isn't our home. We can leave, but we want to defend your home. We don't want to give up. All I'm asking you to do is fight for your home with the same intensity we're willing to fight for it, like you have been. And all I need you to do is sign here.
After a deep look in your eyes, and then a look down at the piece of the petition, you see her bring her hand down, tap right next to the line to sign a few times. She stretches her arm to her right, picks up a pen, and signs.
And Philippe steps back and salutes and says, "Ma'am, if you'd like, I can report to the brig now for the mutiny."
And before you leave, she turns around and presents the paper to you and the pen.
He'll take it.
And thing is, she lets you take the pen, but not the piece of paper. And,
Yeah.
And then as you try to take the paper and then stop, she will point down to the sign line, if you would, please.
And Philippe will sign.
And then hands you the paper.
And he will salute again.
She salutes back. I wish you good fortune, and Major. I suppose we'll all need it.
Would you prefer the title Governor or Governor Admiral?
I suppose Admiral will do for the moment. I suppose I don't have an administration to rule over just yet.
I'm sure we'll find someone.
I'm sure the Federation has an administration or two it could spare.
Indeed. And Philippe walks out.
I guess we cool in Saturn now.
Gomine's got to do an impromptu Kusnati speech for the squadron now and like her fleet.
Actually, I can do that in post. I could just
Yeah.
I can slap that on. Plus, we're kind of strapped for time for the moment. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut this recording. September 1st. A group of 50 or so warships steaming full force towards Titan in the screen as the audio plays with a federal flag with a cross of Saint Laurent and in place of the traditional 3 stars, ours behind General Kusnati as she starts. Loyal sons and daughters of Saturn, of our Federation, I am Lieutenant General Fang Kusnati, Admiral of Combined Task Force Kusnati. I am sure you have all heard the news from our head of state, Jensek Anderson. I agree that the Federation cannot abandon Saturn. This is our home, and we cannot let terrorists and criminals like the Bandit King, Wayuniko, E-Veteran rule our people, our homes. And we cannot let a criminal like Sonia Chow rule over Saturn either. Not only has Sonia Chow entered power by the illegal overthrow of the duly elected Governor Vyas, making him by law not the legal ruler of Saturn, he has also since then stifled competitive elections, engaged in blatant election fraud, and such illegal actions could be forgiven if he had delivered victory to Saturn over the rebels. But lastly, and most importantly, he has botched the war against the rebels. I am a reformer. The only reason I am in a federal uniform of this colonial administration army is because Sonia Chow, in an effort to stifle competition and hands out commissions which cannot be denied the honor, to his political opponents and to debilitate them. And I am a standfast believer in the rule of law and of the efficient rule of our government, of our administration. But my subordinates have urged me to take action in light of these, frankly, heinous actions of Sun Yat-chou, and for the sake of the continued war effort, that I should, with my own hands, overthrow this jumped-up mercenaries joke of an administration. We are all children of Saturn, and I expect you, the men and women, and with the nation in their hearts, to stand fast at your post while this cancer is removed once and for all.